What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Cutlass Board Games channel. And as you might know, I don't just always tinker and upload weird stuff on here. I am actually a board game designer, and that is why I was at PAX Australia this weekend just gone, which was a great convention. It's probably the biggest one that we have here. And I kind of wanted just to go through and do a little bit of a recap. I have some exciting news and, kind of talk about how the event went overall. But I've just got home, and you can probably hear it in my voice. I am recovering from the con crud, but I'm happy to be home back in Sydney. And this convention, PAX, and it's kind of behind my head here. Let me hide for a second. Was actually the very first time that we had stock of Murders at Tealwoods Manor. This is a game that I've been working on for a very, very long time. And this is a very, very big milestone for me. So I'm actually really excited about this. But you can see on the shelf here is a whole bunch of the other games that I've worked on. And basically the reason why this convention was such a big deal was because it marked exactly when we needed to have all of the stock ready for Murders, because it was the big kind of debut, kind of our big convention. And my co-publisher, the Quest Suppliers, always has a booth at PAX, and the goal was to have all of the copies and stuff so that people that had come to PAX previously and see the game demos and then pre-ordered could come and pick up their copy, or for it just to be available. People that had seen it previously could just come along and grab their copy. And so that was our main focus. We're working on getting this game out there. But while I had this open, you can see some of my other stuff on here. We've got two different versions of Castles of Calera now. The one that is on the far right is the original Kickstarter version, which you can see is nice and small. And the one that is just next to me here is the new deluxe edition. It includes a couple of extra cards. It makes 4-player mode a little bit better because there is 28 cards in total now. So each person is going to get 7 in total. And there's more cards that have been made to make multiplayer work a little bit better. So I'm really excited about that one as well. So that was something that came in at the same time because we've almost completely run out of the Kickstarter stock for Castles of Calera. And we needed, we had to get something. So we've now got Deluxe Castles of Calera as well. That was also its debut for this weekend. And then the other game here is Spaceship Redoubt. That was my second game released, actually in order from right to left, is oldest to newest. And then Spaceship Redoubt was one that I was kind of running through and doing demos and stuff of at these kind of conventions. So usually there's a convention, Quest Supplies has a booth, I will come along and I'll be in the booth for most of the weekend. And then I'll have one of these games open and set up, and I'll be running demos and showing it to people. And if you go back to some of the stuff on this channel, you can actually, we did like a whole bunch of the making of Murders at Tealwoods Manor, and then some for Spaceship Redoubt as well, where it was like kind of showing off all the different things that came together. I did a lot of stuff about the Kickstarter campaign for Murders and how we put it all together, and the graphic design and the ideas and the things that needed to be there. Even though we horribly failed the Kickstarter campaign, it did really poorly. And then since then, we were like, you know what, we believe in the game, we've committed to it, we are just going to self-fund, we're just going to do a print run of 1,000, and we're going to bring it to everyone that looked at the game and loved it and wanted to get a copy. So it's been really stressful to get to this point and build everything and get everything together, but I'm really excited for people to finally have this game. And running it this weekend was really good. I saw a lot of people get to be very excited about it. But you can see here, this is it set up on the table, and this is specifically what the final version looks like. If you saw any of the unboxing videos previously, there was a few things that still needed to be fixed before this final version, but I'll run through some of the kind of stuff that we've got. For example, you can see the reminder cards. They're like kind of at the bottom over here. That was one of the last things done. The reminder cards that I had kind of made were a placeholder, and they weren't super great. This one is now really good. The layout is really nice, and also you can see all the different guests' images is on there with their names and stuff on it. So it's really clear, really easy to find everything and remember everything. We've got our staircase completed and done finally. This is one of the things that for some reason was really hard, when realistically it's just 3 pieces of punch card, which makes like a ramp and has like a slot at the top for the top piece to sit on. Which is like really straightforward, but we had a lot of trouble getting that correct with the manufacturer. And so that is a staircase. It all has to hold the clue tokens. It doesn't need to be that fancy. and it just tracks how close the investigator is to solving the murder mystery. And then the last thing was the board. So you can see our upright board here, kind of a DM screen type thing. Like Mysterium, it's supposed to hold cards and stuff in it, so it's got sleeves across the front. But also on that far right side, it's backwards from me over here, on the far right side, is the clock. So it's just basically a turn tracker from 7 p.m. to midnight being the final round. And we've just got like a split pin kind of thing in there, which just rotates around and points to a number. It's really simplified. We had a lot of different options, and a lot of the options were not great. And also some of them were just like really time consuming or unnecessarily expensive for such a minor thing. And going for this really simple one, it's basically like a flat piece of card that's held together with the pin, right? And spins around, and the card is going to point to which number it is. And it being the way that it is compared to some of the options that we had, basically means it's really unlikely for it to break, which was another thing that was like, if we're getting some ridiculous ornate 3D printed thing, which was one of the options, if it breaks, it becomes useless and it just kind of looks terrible. It's not really much value in at that point. And getting something much more simple like this was kind of what I wanted. So I am happy with that. And also we kept getting a Z fold board, right? So it would fold like this. And it's like, how is that supposed to stand on the table with all sides facing you if it's a Z fold? And what we wanted was it folding like it is in the picture. But the actual board itself is omnifold now. So it folds forwards and it folds backwards. So you can kind of have it in any configuration that you want, and is a lot more sturdier. So like all these little minor things that took a lot of conversation with the manufacturer to get exactly what we want, turned out really good. So I am actually really happy with the final product. Everything's come together really nicely, and I'm really happy with the quality of it. It's like this was one of the many things that contributed to it taking so long, like one of them being COVID. And then like the first year of development of the project, I basically made the prototype and then put it on the shelf because I didn't think it was going to go anywhere. But then at PAX, we had it all set up nice and neat. It was running demos, or showing it off to people, getting people coming in and playing it, but also just kind of pitching it, doing, like the explainer of this is how the game works. It's a reverse murder mystery. The idea was to take that classic Cluedo experience and update it for the modern hobby board gamer kind of market. And I just kind of like run through the game. We're getting, this is how the worker placement and drafting works. This is what the different tokens do. This is, the character abilities. And that kind of thing. And I just kind of run through everything. And then a lot of people were really keen on that. And then I was also signing copies on the day. So we ended up signing 42 copies or something. And for each copy that I signed, I did a serial number. So it was like, this is the fourth copy signed at PAX 2024. And I'm like, write the whole thing just on the inside of the lid. So if you're one of those lucky people that got a signed copy, that's really cool. I really like doing the serial number stuff because it means that your signed one is specifically unique and only that one, but like they're still all signed, you know what I mean? Like none of them are any different than the other ones, but they're not identical to all of the other ones, which I quite like the idea of. And there was a couple people that did come along and want me to sign some of the other games, so I signed some copies of Castles and stuff as well. So it was really cool. For like, normally people don't have the designer there or any of the team there when it comes to selling a game, or they've just found it while it's in development in like the collaboratory or something like that. So to have a game that's like, yeah, now here it is, and also the guy that made it, he's just sitting over there exhausted. You can go and bother him and he'll sign the copy for you. It's kind of cool. But I did get to run a bunch of demos of this game. For example, friends of the channel will recognize Steve D, RPR, long-term friend of mine. We did a podcast together for a while. Came along and played, which is really cool. Shout out to Steve, because he's got the score running his heist game over in PAX Rising. I'm conveniently hiding my own ugly side profile with my head, and came along down to play it and support it and kind of help me show it off and just some social posting, the good old homie shout out. And so like that was really cool. I obviously get to make the joke of fully endorsed by multi-award winning game designer Steve D, because he does like it quite a lot. And he got to see it a lot in prototype and testing, because I would take it along to Tabletop Tuesday. So it was cool to also be able to be like, hey, look, you've seen the journey of it. Now have a look at the final version and all the cool upgrades and component stuff that we've done. So I was really happy with that as well. And then this is just another group of people that got to come along and play the game. They really enjoyed it. A lot of table talking and sledging and stuff like that. One of the things that I do like about the game a lot is that it has two like kind of major schools of the way that you play the game. The first one is the like all in your head kind of person that is like, I just want to look at the board, I just want to solve the mystery, I want to use all the information at my disposal to solve everything and make the best choices possible. And then there's like the second group, which is like all said. So it's like, I saw something and I'm going to bluff to you what it was, even though it's completely wrong. Or I saw the murder, or I think this guy has this gold card, and I'm going to communicate a lot. And then it's up to you to figure out which one of these things are helpful and true, and how you want to play the game and stuff. And I like that the game has opportunity to do both things, and you kind of get a vibe for your group and how they want to play pretty early on. As people start doing stuff and start saying stuff, and I'm happy with either way. I like playing a bit of both. I know that my parents, for example, when I play with them, they don't like the table talking stuff as much like that, because they want their own game to be emblematic of it. But it's also we're playing a 3-player game, right? Where there's much less you, me against them, which happens a bit more in 4 players. When you are playing 4 players, there's 3 other people to keep track of, and it's a bit harder. So I think 4 players lends a bit more to the goofiness and the table talking and stuff like that. But, they seem to enjoy it a lot, and I had a lot of fun coming in and running their demos and stuff. But part of the reason why I wanted to record this video is obviously the big, exciting announcement that it's now available. You can finally come and you can finally buy this game. Because I've been working on it a long time. I've been making videos about this game being made for a very, very long time. And if you're one of those people that's been following along the journey and you've been waiting for a chance to get your copy, now's the time. We finally have stock. Pre-orders come and gone. We have the physical copies. You can come and get one, and it ships worldwide, so no matter where you are. Because I know we are based in Australia, which is our tiny little island, but it does ship worldwide. So if you are interested in Tealwoods Manor, you can get your copy. And look, I'm just really excited for it to finally be out there in the world, because I have been working on it for so long. And it's just like, I kind of want to share this cool thing with everyone, because I'm very proud of it. I'm very happy with how it goes. It kind of achieves all of my goals. Like, I wanted to literally have that Cluedo feeling in the game, and I feel like we really nailed that, both in the setting and in the character design. Our amazing artists that came together to make this project happen. Shout out to all 5 artists that we had for this. Rainbow Philosopher, who I've been working with for a long time and on a lot of projects, who did the background art. James Churchill, who did the box art, who I waited for a very long time to finally get him to work on something, because I was like, man, this guy's super talented. I really want to get him to work on something, but it has to be a game that I know is gonna make it, is gonna happen. And so I was really keen on that as well. And then Billy Blue, who was our character artist, who came through and made all of our really fantastic different characters, and how they all kind of work together with that Cluedo brief of each person has to have that singular color identity, which I really liked, and I think he's done a really good job of. And then finally, David Richards, who came through and really nailed the Art Deco design when it came to all of our layouts. You can see his work on the box, how it all came together. And then the secret 5th artist is actually me. I did the graphic design on all of the cards except for the reminder cards. And then the co-publisher, I guess, kind of also gets credit because they did the reminder cards. So many hands came together to build this, from the play testers, from the artists to the co-publishers, that it's just such a culmination of all our efforts to make this cool thing. And I'm just really proud that it exists. And look, if you're keen, you want to get your copy, you're excited to finally check this out, then check out the description. I will have a link for you to check out the Quest Supplies online store, because actually all of my games are available on there. They've been really good to me. I've been working with them for some time. So Castles of Kalira, Spaceship Reader, all that stuff is on there as well. If you want to check any of that stuff out, feel free to go and have a look. And then I will actually have a couple more videos about stuff that is going on with this project and PAX coming up, so maybe check that out as well. otherwise, we'll be back to your scheduled programming of Blood on the Clock Tower every Wednesday at 3 a.m. Australian Eastern Time. And my other random, Pokemon TCG, maybe some random music stuff, and what other junk I've been uploading lately. But I just wanted to make this one because it's not every day I get to talk about some exciting stuff. So hopefully I'll get to see you next time.